arise. Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Good evening, Martinsville and Henry County. Welcome to MHC on the Rise, where it's our goal to create positive conversation and find solutions to the issues that impact Martinsville and Henry County. And tonight I have another young lady with me, and she's running for Board of Supervisors. And we're just going to let her introduce herself, and we're going to talk about her platform and what she feels she can bring to the Henry County Board of Supervisors, and just many, many more topics to let you get a good feel for why you should vote for Ms. Naomi Hodge-Muse.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you. Thank you so very much, Mr. Dillard, for inviting me. I do appreciate it. I am running for the Iriswood Board of Supervisors seat, and I am running basically to bring a change, a new perspective on how we think and how we move forward. One of the things that really bothered me several years ago was when I went to the Board of Supervisors when we were doing a statewide campaign, which was centered right here in Martinsville, headed by me and the Sierra Club of Virginia, to stop uranium mining. And I went to the Board of Supervisors, and they would not even as much as give me an answer, and they sat there, stone-faced and indifferent. I went to the Martinsville City Council. They signed the moratorium. Moratorium says we do not want uranium mining in Virginia. Now, this moratorium was signed all the way to Virginia Beach because the uranium is less than 45 miles from here, and it's 2,000 feet under the ground. In order to get 1 ounce of uranium, you have to pulverize 100 pounds of granite, leach acid through it, and when you pulverize it, you're pulverizing it to the consistency of talcum powder. Now that 99 pounds plus is now sitting in piles on the Bannister River, blowing in the air. When you go to the barber shop and they brush you off, the talcum powder flies, but it's not radioactive. This talcum powder would have been radioactive for 70,000 years. That's half-life. And so it took a lot, and it took a lot from me, and a lot of praying, and a lot of work. But we were able to get the attention of Virginia, and the moratorium was signed, and Senator and Governor McAuliffe says there'll be no uranium mining in Virginia. Right now, Virginia Uranium Inc. is suing the state of Virginia because of lost revenue. Can you imagine? You're going to sue the state of Virginia because you were not allowed to poison its residents. Why? Because uranium is radioactive. You go get an x-ray, the person lines you up, set you down, sit real still, and then they go and hide behind a wall and click the picture. So can you imagine going out, playing with your kids, and radioactive dust is in the air, falling on our surface water, polluting our wells? Everywhere that there has been uranium mining, there has been a huge death toll, huge amounts of cancers, and water undrinkable. Right now in New Mexico, they have to ship water in where they mined uranium. They had to ship water in because the Indians cannot drink the water. The Native Americans cannot drink the water on their own reservation. So I praise God and that we dodged that bullet, but it put a bone in my throat that we, our county, my folks have been here in Henry County since 1749. I am a native of Henry County. I love this county. I can trace my heritage back to 1749, and I can go back to the house where my ancestors toiled, right here in Kohler, up on Harmon's Hill, if anybody knows where that is. So I love this county. So now why am I running now? Well, the jail thing really blew my mind because we're going to go $51 million in debt. to build a new jail, to build a regional jail, not a jail for us, but a regional jail so we can take in inmates from other places. I agree we need a new jail. I agree the jail that we have needs renovation. But there is land right across from the jail, right beside the courthouse, that you could build yourself a jail, and you could have a women's jail. Well, why do we have to have a regional jail? That's $51 million. Well, you say, well, Naomi, we're looking at it, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. But then divide how long they say this jail is going to be active by how much it's going to cost. And that's over $2 million a year that it's going to cost us in our property taxes. In the meantime, our teachers are not even paid $10,000 less than the average. If the average salary for a teacher in Virginia is $56,000 with 5 years experience, the salaries for Henry County teachers, I got a letter from the Education Society. I think they said it was 47. Wow. Okay, so $9,000 less. So how can you retain top teachers when you're paying them $9,000 less? They're going to teach here for 4 or 5 years, get their credentials up, and they're going to scat unless they have some family here or they already have a house and they got a support system with babysitters. But young people who are mobile will leave. Now, when they decide to build a prison, it is a known fact. You build prisons based on the 3rd grade literacy rate. You're a principal. The 3rd grade literacy rate. So 8-year-olds not reading, not competently reading at the 3rd grade rate, we're going to say that we're just not going to educate you, and in 10 years, we got a jail for you. Let's think about that. But you don't just graduate from high school or drop out of high school and just go into jail. What do you have to do? You have to commit a crime. So then you're saying to me that when I am 10 years from now, and now I'm 76, you're going to make me even more unsafe. When the remedy for this failure to read properly from at the 3rd grade level is smaller kindergarten classes, teachers' aides, and concentration between kindergarten and 3rd grade. Now, you're a principal. I know that you know education. Is that not the remedy for children that's not reading at the 3rd grade level?
That is definitely a good start to reduce those class sizes and get more adults in the building, absolutely.
That's right.
And get kids reading more.
And teachers' aides, so that you can, for those kids, because some of our children actually come to school not prepared psychologically, not prepared with the home training. But if a teacher has 20 of these children in her class, and there is 8 that have not been prepared, then she is trying to deal with those 8, and then these other ones over here, these 12, they're not getting everything they need. So if we've had the right amount of teachers' aides and we're able to really work at the kindergarten level with these babies and get them socialized and reading before they get to the 4th grade, then I don't have to be afraid of them at 76 when I hobble into Walmart with these bad knees. I mean, that is why I'm running. And you can say, well, Naomi, that's been tried before. Yes, it has. And it's documentation that proves that immersion works.
Okay.
Immersion works. There's documentation, and I'm talking to a principal, so I know that if I'm wrong, you can correct me Absolutely. Right now. So I'm not wrong. So yes, the sheriff needs a new jail, but he needs it now. You've got people sleeping on the floor right now. This regional jail would take 4 years to get. Why aren't we looking at right now? Why aren't we procrastinating? They're saying we're sending $500,000 a year off to other counties to house our people. So then why don't we spend $500,000 and lease that land in front of the courthouse and put us a jail over there and bring our people back? Oh, really?
One thing I can tell you, Martinsville and Henry County, and I probably don't have to tell you, but you know that this young lady is a fighter, and she believes in what she believes in, and that's, part of, I guess, the political process. People have to believe what they believe in and be willing to fight for it, because you're with a group of other folk who believe in what they believe in, and you have to definitely speak up and express your thoughts and opinions. We're going to kind of go back a little bit. I want you to talk about your education, your career, and other leadership roles that you would say has prepared you to be a qualified candidate for Board of Supervisors and a potential member of the Board of Supervisors.
I grew up here in Martinsville. I caught the bus at Kohler, right there where Heights Oil, it's called Abercrombie Oil now. So we walked 1.5 miles out of the woods to catch the bus. We were the first one on the bus and the last ones off at Kohler. I went to Mary Hunter Elementary School. And on the bus, I met Dr. Valley Wendell Hilton. Back then, he was Mr. Hilton, and he taught biology. Okay. And when I got on the bus, he befriended me. He became like a surrogate father to me. And he told me that I could go to college. And I didn't understand what college was, so I went home and told Mother that there was 4 grades after high school, so I was going to go get 16 grades. And my mother says, well, if that's what you want, honey. My mother was very positive. I worked to win a 4-year full tuition scholarship to Virginia Union University in the science fair. I entered the science fair for 7 years, and I lost every year. And Dr. Hilton would look at me and say, a winner never quits, and a quitter never wins. There's no need in crying. Your project wasn't good enough. My junior year, I won first in the local, first in the district, first in the state. My senior year, I won first in the local, first in the district, and a 4-year full tuition scholarship to college. Awesome. And my folks, my grandmother would send me a $3 money order. And people said, well, Naomi, your skin looks so good. I just don't understand why you don't have any wrinkles. I said, well, let me tell you what happened. Granny sent me a $3 money order, and I went to the student center and to get they had little tickets for the washer and dryer. Mm-hmm. And everybody else had something to put on their face, but I didn't. What, put on your face? But I mean, I saw my roommate and everybody just rubbing their faces at night. And they had Ultra in the students in the storeroom. It was 39 cents a tube. Okay. I have been wearing the same stuff on my face. That's the only thing I put on my face. I've been wearing it for, this is 1970, this is 2017. Oh, wow. So it doesn't have to be very expensive. You just have to be fastidious and use whatever you're using all the time. That's right. So I came home for Christmas, and I told my grandmother that I just couldn't make it on a $3 money order. And Granny said, look at your sister over there. Just take a look at her. And I looked at her, and my little sister's name is Rosa. Her pants were they had a towel sewed on the bottom of it. And Grandma said, I sewed that towel on the bottom of your sister's pants because we can't afford to buy her pants. Wow. I got a job. Yeah. I rode a bicycle. And I worked my way through college. And right now at Virginia Union, there is an $800 scholarship for the poorest kid with the highest GPA. And it's called the Bicycle Scholarship. It's mine. I've had it now for over 30 years. And it's for kids in the sciences, either biology, chemistry, mathematics, or physics. And that's my scholarship because I didn't have any money. Awesome.
And that's a, great story, and it shows that you come from meager beginnings and you've worked your way up because you do a lot of great things in the area, and it's because of that, Virginia Union education. But we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk more about, your bid to be on to win the Board of Supervisors election. Martinsville, Henry County. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something, MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Your face tells a story, one that is uniquely yours. Our desire is to help you recapture your natural beauty. I'm board certified through the Academy of Aesthetic Medicine and specialize in the treatment of wrinkles, facial sagging, uneven skin tone, dark spots, acne, and other scars. For our clients, we create an exclusive treatment plan using non-surgical cosmetic procedures and medical strength skincare to help you to age gracefully and to look and feel your personal best.
Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram stands for savings. That means you get up to $6,000 off a new Cherokee. Yes, up to $6,000 off. Or get up to $14,000 off a new Ram truck. That's $14,000 off. Plus, we offer our exclusive warranty forever and the top dollar for your trade. Take a stand and save during Ram Power Days. But hurry, these deals are for a limited time only. Blue Ridge Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsville, across from the Speedway on Greensboro Road. Also, shop with us online at theblueridgeway.com.
Elite Bookkeeping and Tax Services, locally owned and operated. Stop paying high franchise fees and CPA fees. Elite Bookkeeping is open year-round and, most of all, affordable. Elite can handle personal tax returns, self-employment, corporate, and more. Call today to meet a caring professional at 647-7100, located across from the Collinsville Post Office. Elite Bookkeeping and Tax Service, 647-7100.
Welcome to Southern States Martinsville Co-op. We here at Southern States proudly offer a full line of steel products, from weed eaters, leaf blowers, chainsaws, to pressure washers. We also have on-site a service center here at the store. So we have lawn and garden products, from fertilizers to limes to seed to straw. We also offer soil sampling to our customers for your lawns and gardens. Pets are near and dear to everyone's heart, so we offer pet supplies, pet foods, and dog kennels, bag feed for the larger animals. We also have a full line of Southern States feeds plus Purina feeds. Our old slogan is, we have a feed for every need.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something, MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.
Welcome back, Martinsville and Henry County. I'm here tonight with Miss Naomi Hodge-Muse, and we're talking about her bid to become a member of the Henry County Board of Supervisors. And one question I'd like to ask is, every politician, whether local, state, national, there are certain things they have to deal with. And, I want to just kind of throw out some terms that you talk about your thoughts, your philosophy on that. And the first one is economy. What's your thoughts on the economy, and how do you think you could make a difference on the economy in Henry County as a member of the Board of Supervisors?
Well, I'm going to shock everybody with my reaction. My reaction is industry, high-paying industry, looks at the educational level of the area that they're about to go into. They look at the skills that are in that area. To our chagrin, Franklin County, Pennsylvania County, both have VOTEC centers. Henry County nor Martinsville has one. So when they're looking for skilled people, electronics, plumbing, pipe fitting, all the trades, brick masons, they do not exist here. I talked to Danny Marshall, and he is our representative in the General Assembly, and he said to me, he says Martinsville and Henry County needs to come together and build a VOTEC center, and he is 100% right. Now you notice this. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a Democrat. But I have absolutely no problem with working with anybody in an elected capacity that can work with us. Danny Marshall said, I will work with you if you want to build a VOTEC center. Okay. We need that. And we need to start teaching our children in middle school all the careers that are available. Right now, 60% of the kids that go off to Patrick Henry Community College never get a certificate or graduate. But why? Because if they don't know what the fields are, if they had nobody to help them make really good decisions as to, well, you know, I really don't like reading a whole lot, but I can lay brick. I would love to lay brick. I would love to be a pipe filler. I would love to be a mechanic. I would love air conditioning. I would love to be a machinist. These are jobs that pay just as good as teachers. In fact, I had a plumber come to my house and put in 4 faucets, and I bought faucets, $250. He was there maybe 2 hours, $250. Wow. I paid him. So plumbers make great money. Absolutely. Our people need to know that. So right now, Danville has a brand new industry because they have machinists. And they have training in the Pennsylvania County schools that are teaching these young men to starting building blocks to be a machinist. And now this whole company has come to a multi-million-dollar company. Eastman cannot find enough people, young people. If you got a pencil, write this number down. Her name is Brindle Thomas. Her number is 276-656-0267. Get into this program. Eastman pays $45,000 a year. But our kids are graduating without the algebra skills and the critical thinking skills in order to go straight into Eastman. So there's a program. If you matriculate through this program, Eastman will actually cover the debt. And you prove that you can work and go to work for them. So we want good big industry, but somehow we want to pretend that they're just going to poof appear. Industry needs people who can think critically, who can do simple algebra, just algebra 1, and understand and be able to problem solve and work together. I also spoke to Danny Marshall about perhaps starting to go back and look at the legislature to see if we can change the law so that we can start co-op back in our schools. Why would I do that? Well, there's a survey that came out that said middle-class people, their children take jobs and they work in fast foods, and you can see it. But the poorest people, their children are not working. But they didn't go to say why. If I don't have a car, how am I going to go to work at Sonic's? How am I going to go work at Burger King? I live in Bassett. I live down here on Iriswood Road. I can barely get to school. Mama can't come to school because we don't have a car. Okay, so when you bring co-op back, and this is something that we need to discuss with the Chamber of Commerce, with the schools, with the superintendent. I understand the SOLs, but in order to get young people in the 10th grade job ready, so that they don't have to go to Patrick Henry to take a 9-month program, they can understand what they need to do. Plus, they've got money. They haven't got to pay rent. They haven't got to put food on the table. Now these young people can figure out, I can get the tennis shoes I want, I can get the hairstyle I want. Now instead of going to school and being interesting, we can go to school, pay attention for that first 4 hours, and then we can go work and learn a trade and learn what we can do. I'm saying we need to start thinking out of the box, not think the same way, not blame somebody for being poor and not availing themselves to part-time jobs, because that's just judgmental. You do not know why this child doesn't have a part-time job. Correct. Okay? You don't have no idea why he doesn't have one. But if you wait for him to get out of high school and he has now lived on grandmother and on mother's little pieces of money, and now you expect him to get a job, he still doesn't have transportation. Do you understand? So I bring a different thought process
Okay.
to the Board of Supervisors. I bring a people-centered thought process. The second thing that I want to talk about is PSA. The PSA has no budget for fire hydrants. There is zero budget for fire hydrant. A place in the country of a $300,000 house burnt to the ground. I'm talking to the people down there. Can you imagine how terrified they were if that fire would jump to somebody else's house? The people on Elijah Circle do not have PSA. The people on North Fork Road do not have PSA. A man on North Fork Road looked at me and said, could we get a spigot? Because my power went out for a week and we had to go buy water just to flush a commode. Really? We can do better? But we're going to go $50 million in debt for a jail. But the people on North Fork Road can't get PSA. It's not in the budget. The people in a place in the country cannot get a fire hydrant. People-centered.
Absolutely. And people-centered. We got about 30 seconds. I want you to look right into this camera right here. And I want you in 30 seconds to tell the citizens of Henry County, more specifically the Iriswood District, why they should vote for you on November 7th. We have about 30 seconds.
I am a known advocate, and I work for you. I have no other intention but making your life better. I want you to have broadband. I want you to have fire hydrants. I want you to have PSA. I want your children to be educated and not incarcerated. Vote for Naomi Hodge-Muse, Iriswood Board of Supervisors on November 7th. God bless you. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on tonight. And next week, we're going to have Mr. Ben Gravely, who is running for the school board in the Iriswood District. So I'll look forward to seeing you next week at 7 p.m. Let's have a great week and continue to do the things that keep MHC on the rise.
The solution is right in front of our eyes. Get up, do something. MHC on the rise. Think positive. Oh, we gotta stay positive. Yeah. We can learn to love each other. Like my sister and my brother. MHC on the rise.